Well, g'day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. This is it. This is the Tiger Mouse. Yeah, I'm a bit late to the party. I know a few other YouTubers, Guides Blitz and Droodles, already made a video on this tank talking about it. This is, honestly, one of the better Tier 9 tanks that have been released in the game. And yes, it's still expensive to get, but I'm not trying to justify. Someone said that I'm trying to justify how expensive this tank is by saying that people should buy it. No, I never said that. What I did say was, it's a lot cheaper to buy than the freaking Chieftain prototype and some of the other Tier 9 tanks that have come out. So yeah, it's still about $320, $340 Australian to get. So it's still quite expensive. But again, albeit compared to the other tanks that have come out at Tier 9, yeah, it's quite cheap compared to those. But again, I don't think it's worth paying that price. I mean, if you really want it right now, sure, go ahead, but I wouldn't pay for that. Anyway, this is a great tank. This is actually really nice. It feels like a proper super heavy tank at Tier 9. It really does. Yeah, I mean, you know, what's there not to like about it? I literally played one game, my first game in it. I've got a replay that I'm going to show you. I played it on Castilla, of all places. Let's have a look at the stats real quick. This is the armor profile. 200 mils on the front of the hull, 150 on the sides, 150 on the rear. You got 250 on the front of the turret, 170 on the sides, 140 on the rear. It's a similar sort of chassis to an E100 with a mouse sort of esque turret. Your DPM is actually really nice, and you have combat stabilization as well, which helps with accuracy, believe it or not. You got a 4.7 second aim time, but I am running this, of course, with gun laying drive, and I have refined gun as well. 0.304 dispersion, 2617 DPM. Now, of course, if I'm running this with gun rammer, you get 2700 DPM, but I prefer to run it with calibrated shells because you have heat rounds as your premo. It really does help with the penetration values, so do keep that in mind. I'm going to showcase this tank in Blitz kit to show you how the armor profile is, and then I'm going to take it out in a battle and showcase the actual strengths of the armor. And here it is. This is the Tiger Mouse as being faced by the Tiger Mouse shooting regular ammo. The armor profile is pretty good. Now, if I switch it to the heat rounds, you can still see that if you side scrape this tank, and because it is a rear-turreted tank, you can actually bounce your shots. You know, even if you over angle, you can actually bounce your shots. You just got to be very wary of your turret cheeks. So your turret cheeks are the weak ones. Now, if you're shooting this with random, with standard shells, very unlikely that people are going to pen you. You do have a weak spot right here, the machine gun turret, and of course those cupolas on top. So do keep that in mind. The cupola on top is technically a weak point right there. So just keep in mind, this is also a weak point. And of course the lower plate. But again, the armor profile is pretty good, especially if you're overangling. Now, of course, if you're going hull down using your gun depression, you won't be able to be penned. Even if that person is shooting heat at you or premo, yes, they can go through the turret cheeks. So your best bet is probably to angle your turret around in some aspects, but again, because you got flat turret cheeks, it is going to be an easy pen for people. So what you want to do is, if you can face hug, that'd be great as well. Obviously the front machine gun port is going to be a weak spot, so please do keep that in mind when you're doing that kind of stuff. That was armor profile. As you can see, it is a very nicely armored tank. You can bounce quite a bit of shots. As for the gun, as I said, it's a 128mm gun, 2600 DPM, 9.4 second reload, which is actually really nice. 259 mils of AP pen. Heat is 370, 70 on your HE. Of course, I'm running this with calibrated shells because you should be doing that. Your damage is only 410 alpha, which is a bit weird. Considering it's a 128, it should be about 460. So not sure why Wargaming gave this a 410 alpha shotgun and not a 360 alpha shotgun. So bit weird there, considering a 128 on the Motion and the VK4501B and the E75 all have a 128mm that does 460 alpha. Bit weird, but you do have 7 degrees of gun depression, which is actually quite nice. Now the mobility, 27 is your top speed forwards, 23 is your average speed limit. So it's not very mobile, but again, that's what a super heavy tank is. All right, let's showcase this in the replay. I'm going to break it down and show you what's what. As I said, here we are on Cassia, or Castilla, whatever you want to call it. I call it Camstilla, and you're going to see exactly why it's called Camstilla. This is not an ideal map for a super heavy tank like the Tiger Mouse. It is not ideal. It's a big heavy tank in a what do you call it, in a sort of hilly environment that just doesn't perform as well because of the aspect of possibly getting shot by tank destroyers that are camping in those areas over the hill on the big hills, or medium and light tanks they've made their way all the way up to where the castle area is. It's not fun. It's not fun. Now, the enemy team has a Centurion 7-1, K91, a BZ166, and a bunch of other tanks. Now, those two tank destroyers, the IC-130 and the IC-152, they are going to be a bit of a problem for me because they're going to be camping right at the back there, where they usually are. Now, I do end up spotting the IC-130, which was a bit of a surprise. He doesn't shoot me, but I do get a nice 485 alpha shot into him. And you can see that the combat stabilization does help. It really does help. I did get a bounce, so that's my first bounce right there. But let's see what is what. Now, ideally, this is a good position for this tank, or any super heavy tank on this map, because at least you have good coverage and you're not going to be attacked from the sides up on the hill. Because those medium and light tanks on the hill, they are going to attack you all day long because you're going to get spotted, right? And you have more of a chance of getting hit by, that looks like it was the IC-152. Yeah, there was no denying I'm going to get hit by that. He has over 300 mils of AP pen as standard. He's going to go through me. It may be a bit of a bounce, but I did over angle there and he got me right in the side of the turret. So yeah, there's no chance I would have bounced that shot. No chance at all. You can see that this is essentially a VK4501B, or 02B I should probably say, just better. It's just better. It's just a better armoured tank as it is right now. And that's a tech tree tank. This is a collector tank. Right, and if you're paying this much, you'd expect it to be pretty good. Now, the BZ, I believe, gets a lucky shot into me. The Charlemagne and the KV5 have no chance of penning me. Against Tier 8, good luck to those tanks trying to pen you. It's going to be really difficult. Against other Tier 9 tanks, they'll also struggle somewhat, but against Tier 10s, they're not going to struggle as much. You're going to be able to be penned pretty easily against Tier 10 tanks because they will be able to shoot in your weak spots pretty easily. Or they can just shoot Pramo. Most of the Pramo at Tier 10 has the ability to go through this tank. Of course, if you if you angle at just the right amount, you will be able to bounce quite a bit. I do manage to damage that Charlemagne. No idea why the KB5 of the Charlemagne is there, but I am playing on EU. I'm playing on EU, so expect to see teams like this. Which do help my case, right? Like, they're camping, but at the same time, it gives me less targets to shoot at. But you can see I've already bounced 1,820 hit points. That's another bounce from the Charlemagne. The Charlemagne doesn't have Pramo, like, increased amount of pen. Instead, he has Hesh. And because of that, he can't pen me. Like, no way. No way in hell is he going to be able to pen me. The BZ166 is over there. There is the Charlemagne. I'm going to try and shoot him with HE, which I do, and I do clear him. So that gives me 1 kill, 1,282 damage. But I've bounced 2,210 damage, which is, yeah, very, very nice. It showcases how good the armor profile is on this tank. And that's not all. I'm going to bounce a lot more tanks. Just trust me. Trust me on this. Here we go. There is the KB5. Now, he's in a position where I can't really hit him, but I'm going to switch to heat. And you're going to see how bad the heat damage is. 314 alpha. Now, if this had the 460 alpha shot, like alpha damage gun, I would have killed him with that shot. Now, I do shoot him with HE, but it just tracks him instead, which is understandable. But there you go. I'm on 1,500 damage, 2,530 damage is that I've bounced. Now, I'm going to move up to the ISU-152. He does bounce me, so there's 3,170, and he bounced me. whilst I was over angling. I get a nice shot into him, 381 damage. He is most likely going to pen me, I think. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he pens me. There's no chance. He penned me right at the front. If I pause the video and have a look around, you can see right there, a lower plate. He penned me all day long. You're going to be able to do pretty easily with this tank, especially with the amount of pen that tank has. You're going to pen me all day long. I don't know if I kill him or not. I think I do. Yeah, I do. There you go. That's 2 kills right there. I don't know why I decided to come up on the hill here. Yeah, the K91 does end up killing our T30, but there's 4 heavy tanks against 1. There's no way in hell he's going to be able to win. But yeah, you can see the tank is very good as a super heavy tank. That's what it's made for. It feels like it's a super heavy tank. It doesn't feel like it's, this, tank that is supposed to be a super heavy tank, but isn't. Anyway, I should probably just skip to the end because we do win, but I don't do anything else. So there you go. That's my first battle in the tank. I got a Mastery First Class. I got a Steel Wall because I bounced freaking over 3,000 damage. In terms of team performance, the Emil 1 did slightly better than me for some reason, but there you go. I'm assuming the Emil 1 was also camping. But yeah, that's a Tiger Mouse. Is it worth it? No. Absolutely not. Is it worth it? No. Of course it's not, because you got to pay for it. You need to pay money for it. So no, it's not worth it. If it was like $80 or something, then yeah. Okay, I'll be like, yeah, you know what, it's kind of worth it. But for over $300 to get it and to get the Bizonte and the other crates, yeah, it's a bit stretching it. It's stretching it a bit. It is stretching it. Look, don't get me wrong. It's one of the better tanks that have been released recently, but it's not worth it. So to those people that are saying, oh, why are you advocating for this tank that it's good? All I was trying to say was it's a lot cheaper than what we've previously had. So just stop. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for this video. Look after yourselves, look after your friends and family, peace in the Middle East and everywhere else in this world. And as always, I will catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.